Hi Cancer, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your August 2017 Tarot Oracle with a little bit of astrology reading. There's a lot going on astrologically, and it's going to impact you quite a bit for a few reasons, mostly because your ruling planet is the moon, and the two lunations this month are very impactful, I believe, in a positive way, but you'll feel it for sure. Another thing that's happening in your constellation is Venus. Venus enters at the beginning of the month into your constellation, will remain there until I think about, hold on, Venus will be going into Leo on the 27th of August. But from the 1st to the 26th, we'll be comfortably right there in Cancer. And Venus and Cancer get along very well. You're both about home, hearth, family, relationships, romance, things that make you feel comfortable and loved. All about love. So the other things that are going to affect you directly, particularly, are the two lunations. The first one is the full moon on the 7th of August, 2017, and this occurs in the sign of Aquarius, 15 degrees of Aquarius, and on that day there is also a partial lunar eclipse. So the moon goes full at 2:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, August 7th. That's a Monday, at 15 degrees Aquarius. And then 10 minutes later at 2:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, again still at 15 degrees Aquarius, is the lunar eclipse, a partial lunar eclipse. Now eclipses, partial or full, can have impact. So whatever energy is occurring at that time, it will amplify. So there's a very nice harmonious energy occurring that evening for your ruling planet. The moon is making a trine with Jupiter, and Jupiter sits perfectly in Libra right now, the constellation of relationships, dealing with the other, interpersonal relationships. So at this point in time, you can expect to have joy communication, joy, open and clear communications with your loved ones, with family members, with romantic partners. It just basically that trine being a harmonious aspect with the moon, again, which is about emotions, intuition, the unknown, compassion, all things that we feel. And Cancer is definitely about feeling. That's your motto, I feel. With that perfectly harmonious trine occurring with Jupiter and expansive energy in Libra, and then the partial lunar eclipse expanding it even more, you're looking at a very joyful evening, the 7th of August, that evening particularly. Okay, the other lunation that obviously is going to impact you because you are ruled by the moon is the new moon. The new moon is going to go new at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the sign of Leo on the 21st of August, another Monday. Okay, at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, when the moon goes full, the solar eclipse will have already been going on for 5 minutes. So on that new moon, a full solar eclipse occurs at 2:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And these occur in the sign of Leo. In fact, it's 28 degrees 53 seconds of Leo. That is practically out the door for Leo and into Virgo, the tail end of Leo. Why is this important? Because there are some really important planets and aspects in the sign of Leo. Leo is very pivotal this month. Leo is a very powerful energy, and there are aspects with other planets that are going to make huge change. So I'll give you an example. Every person that has a natal chart, therefore the collective soul, all people, all sentient life forms, have a natal chart. So we as a collective soul have one. And every natal chart has two lunar nodes, a north node and a south node. And where they fall in what constellation will be indicative of what we came into this incarnation with as a strength, and what strength we need to attain as we depart this incarnation for our soul's evolution. Okay, so it's a lot of information. Basically what this means is, collectively, our northern node is in the sign of Leo, which means that we need to learn and assimilate the high octave, the positive attributes of Leo. Those include confidence, not arrogance, confidence, autonomy, and I'm going to emphasize autonomy here. Spiritual autonomy, personal autonomy, peaceful autonomy, but autonomy. Self-expression, creativity, true love, divine child, joy. These are all things that have to do with the sun's energy. And the sun is the ruling planet of Leo. And the sun is pretty much the center of our universe. So very, very important planet, okay? In a very important constellation. Another powerful energetic planet that's also in this constellation making a conjunction with Leo and the sun is Mars. Mars, the god of war. Very powerful, very energetic, very fiery energy. Then there are some harmonious aspects occurring with other planets. Of course, one of them is going to be your ruling planet, the moon. The moon is making a harmonious trine with Saturn. So again, when we think of the moon, we think of intuition, the unknown, the subconscious, compassion, spirituality, relationships, feeling, right? And then when we think of Saturn, at least when I think of Saturn, I think most astrologers would agree, I think of things that are steadfast institutions, right? It's a very restrictive energy. It's about how things have always been done. So we're talking about things like government, right? Banking, the church, law, army, IRS, big institutions that have always been around, have been tried and true, and they are the status quo. I think you're following me, okay? So with this harmonious trine, and considering that Saturn is already in a retrograde status, Saturn is in Saturn is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a constellation and zodiac sign that's kind of about truth-seeking. Okay, so right now Saturn is in retrograde status, so he's in a contemplative mood. He is revisiting how things have always been done. So, for example, I'll just throw an idea out there. Saturn might be thinking about whether a harsh criminal penalty for such a small infraction like a small amount of weed to have possession of, should that have the heavy penalties that it has? I'm just giving an example. These are the types of things that Saturn would be reviewing, particularly when it's truth-seeking in a retrograde status, revisiting, rethinking, okay? Now, with this trine with the moon, which is about the unknown, hidden things, intuition, feeling things, right? Empathy, empathism. Is that even a word? I don't know. It's almost like if you were to consider Saturn, and I've used this analogy a few times, so I apologize if you're hearing it again, but the crotchety old man on the corner that says, "You kids, get off my lawn." The moon making a trine with it is kind of like the friendly neighbor who goes over and offers him a beer and says, "Hey, you know what? The kids are having such a good time. Why don't you let them play? Remember when you were a kid? Remember how we used to do this, that, and the other when we were kids?" So ultimately what this aspect is doing is buttering up, comforting, softening Saturn, making Saturn more malleable for change. And that brings in the next aspect. And I'll try to make this fast. I'm sorry but there's a lot going on. I still have one more thing to tell you. The other aspect that is occurring is the sun, again, that rules Leo, is in Leo, along with the North Node, while an eclipse happens. And remember, an eclipse is a huge energy that supersizes everything that's occurring. So these aspects I'm describing now, they are going to be emphasized, supersized by this eclipse, just powered up like you wouldn't believe. This next aspect is the sun, positive, ruled by Leo, our northern node. All this activity and the eclipse is happening in Leo. It's making a positive trine, the sun, with Uranus. Uranus is in the constellation of Aries. Aries is a fiery, passionate zodiac sign. Its ruling planet, Mars, a fiery, passionate warrior planet, is in Leo. Follow me? Also in Aries, this Uranus planet, right, is an unpredictable, unexpected changes, chaotic kind of energy. So think of Loki or any other chaos deity. Okay, this is the crazy guy that says, "What happens if I push this button? Woohoo! Let's make things go crazy." Somebody who kind of like gets off on crazy, whatever it is. All right, but it's good, believe it or not. So it makes unexpected and unsettling changes, and unsettling changes can feel uncomfortable, particularly for a Cancer. Okay, any other sign that likes the comfort of home, some things might jar you and make you a little bit afraid, but roll with it, be the fluid self that you are, because it's actually going to be positive, I believe, in the long run. This trine is a happy, positive combination with all of the other things, making unexpected changes occur as it relates to all of us collectively. So all of these aspects occurring with this solar eclipse, and the North Node being our destiny, our soul's destiny for growth, is all about us jumping to a new level of consciousness and more. So I would recommend that you watch closely the news leading up to and around the 21st, particularly for events politically and whatnot here in the United States and possibly the United Kingdom as well, since we have such close colonial ties. Okay, the last astrological aspect, and I'm sorry I'm going on about this, but there is one more that's important, and that is Mercury goes retrograde on the 12th of August and remains there until the 5th of September. So the usual warnings with that, they include don't obligate yourself contractually between the 12th of August and the 5th of September if you can avoid it, because all the information may not be clear. You may not see everything and know everything you need to know before you make this sign on the dotted line decision. Also, the warning with that is there can be mechanical breakdowns, particularly I emphasize as they relate to communication. So this would impact the internet. Also, just basic communication. Because there's a cloud cover over everything, your expressions may not be perceived as you intend them, and vice versa. So cut some slack to your friends if something that they say comes off as sounding snarky. They probably don't intend it that way. It's probably this cloud cover over the information. You're just not getting clear, fluid, constant communication. The facts aren't all visible, if that makes sense. So consider all that in that time frame. Okay, Cancer, that's almost the 12-minute mark. I apologize for going on. Let's get into your reading. I am using the Morgan Greer, which is a Rider-Waite-Smith-based tarot. I am going to do a 3-card pull, and if we need clarification, I've got oracle cards and 2 kinds of runes if needed. And we're going to do a supernal triangle pull. So this is based on the top 3 sephira or placement of the Tree of Life. So if you follow the Kemetic Tree of Life, this would be Amenasur, Tehuti, and Sekhert. If you follow the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, this would be Keter, Hokmah, and Binah. For psychological Jungian perspective, this would be the superconscious, the conscious, and the subconscious mind. All right? That's what these placements will be. So what is Cancer? Ruled by the moon with 2 major lunations and eclipses occurring with those lunations, and Mercury retrograde, and Venus in the sign of Cancer. What does Cancer need to know for August 2017? What does high mind want Cancer to know? What is on Cancer's mind at the moment? And what does subconsciously Cancer need to learn about? What does subconscious need to tell Cancer right now? What wisdom will help them with the energies that are coming their way? One more. All right. Superconscious, please tell me what Cancer needs to know August 2017. For August 2017, what does Cancer need to know? Oh, that's too many. What does Cancer need to know for? That's too many. I think I'm being a klutz. Superconscious. I'm being a klutz. Sorry. What does Cancer need to know? August 2017. All the planetary activity in the day-to-day life and in our collective life. What does Cancer need to know for August 2017? Superconscious, high mind, God source. What do you want Cancer to know? So, rest and respite. Spirit is telling you to take a break. You've been thinking a lot about something. Something's been heavy and weighing on your mind. Swords are thoughts, 4 is a number of stability, so there's nothing so urgent that you can't give your mind and body a rest for a little bit. Okay? Stop doing the derby in your brain. What's on Cancer's mind? What's on the conscious mind of Cancer? Possibly what do they need to take a rest from? What's the energy that they're obsessing over or mulling over in their head? Or what activities do they literally physically need to take a rest from? Some new endeavor. You may not be approaching this endeavor the right way. A new project, perhaps. You got the Fool in reverse. Fool in the upright is the brand new soul approaching a new endeavor the right way. But you're in reverse here in the conscious mind. So you feel as though you've been going about something the wrong way and that you're responsible for something not working. Okay? And Spirit is telling you to give yourself a break and take a rest from this, whatever this is. It seems mental. You're like blaming yourself for something, or you're holding yourself responsible for something when in fact I don't think it has anything to do with you. There's something possibly you don't know as well. So with that said, what does subconscious want Cancer to know? What symbols and dreams and images and clues, chants, phrases, pictures, songs that come on the radio? That's too many. Well, as usual, you are very intuitive, so it is, if your portal's open, it is talking to you. So the Lovers can mean a coupling, but it's very rare. It's usually about a decision that needs to be made, and that could be a Gemini, but again, this is a major arcana of the Lovers. And it's in the upright position, coming from subconscious. So it could be that this is, and usually with Cancer, it might have something to do with love, actually. So you might be thinking that you've done something wrong in a relationship. And Spirit is telling you to take a rest from blaming yourself too much. Okay? The subconscious is talking about either a relationship. If this has to do with a relationship, again, Cancer is a very interpersonal sign, so it's very likely it does have something to do with the relationship. Then either that relationship is solid and you can celebrate that, or that relationship is with a Gemini, or there's a decision that you need to make, or it could be all three. So there's some game that you're playing with yourself where you're holding yourself responsible for something that you have no control over. And I'm guessing it has to do with a relationship, not just because it's the Lovers, but because you are Cancer. This relationship could be with a Gemini, as this card is associated with Gemini. However, and this could be relating to a relationship with a Gemini or not, but I think that this is more about a decision. That a decision needs to be made, that you don't have all the facts, so stop making yourself responsible for whatever it is that you think is a failure. Give yourself a break, right? Give yourself a rest, give yourself respite from beating yourself up mentally over whatever you think is not working here, and make a decision. There's a decision here that needs to be made. Let me get some clarification here on the decision. I'm going to use the cartouche for this. Kemetic Mythos in an oracle form. I get clarification on the Lovers. Is this a relationship that the subconscious is trying to tell us about for Cancer, August 2017? Is this a relationship with a Gemini? Is this about a Gemini? Is this a decision? Is this all three? What is this, Lovers, please? Cancer, August 2017. Subconscious, what are you trying to tell us here with the Lover's card? One more. Subconscious, what do we need? What's this Lovers mean? Is it a decision? Is it a Gemini? Is it a relationship? What does this mean, especially in relation to the rest and break the Cancer needs to give himself? Well, it's definitely about a male, and possibly a male that's not on his best behavior or on his highest octave. So Ptah is the he is the, I can't think of the word, oh my god, patron of men. He has a lot to do with using tools, following directions, following a scheme, planning, and things like that. He's, as you can see from his tools, he's kind of an engineer, a carpenter, a builder, but definitely a masculine energy. You got him in reverse as it relates to the Lover's card. So this, if this is a same-sex marriage or a hetero marriage or hetero relationship or same-sex relationship, the other party, Cancer, here is a Gemini, male. Sorry, not necessarily. I just said Gemini. It could be something that Spirit was telling me to say, but and I just said it. But that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say it's a male, not on his high octave, not in his best behavior. Let me see what else Ptah is about. So on his, he's a patron of men, and on his high octave, he's about masculinity, craftsmanship, inventiveness, use of tools, hard work, and progress. That it's a positive time to take action, that there's clear purpose and willpower and success. Contributor to, okay, so this is the opposite of all of this. You've got a lazy fuck in your life. Sorry. You've got someone who is, has no direction. He's confused. This is definitely a male. He has no clear purpose. He's not contributing to the family. He's not helping out in any way. He's not working. If he's working, it's barely and it's half-ass, or it's not a real contribution or a real, what's the word? I'm so unable to talk, and this is going on. I'm sorry. Contributor. He's not really contributing to the unit that is the family and that is the home, and in this case, that is the relationship. You need to make a decision about this male in your life, and you need to stop blaming yourself. Take a rest from blaming yourself. Take some time to yourself to think about it so that you can make a clear decision. Because this right here, this male in your life is an anchor. Definitely not anything that's helping your journey. You're helping him more than he's helping you. And he's lucky he's gotten away with it this long. So you can stop with figuring out if it's you. It's not you. Take a break. Give it some thought on how you're going to make this decision. Either he needs to shape up or shape down. All right, that's it. Sorry, I wish it were a little more positive, Cancer. There's a lot of shit going on. So again, everything is positive ultimately if you're taking care of yourself and you're kind to yourself, which if you stop blaming yourself and you take this rest and time you need to make a clear decision and then trust that decision, it will have been the right decision. And whatever you do is going to be emphasized with all of the positive, although jarring, activities occurring astrologically. All right, loves. Take good care of yourself, Cancer. I know that you feel a lot. This probably isn't feeling really great, but heal yourself, get your head right, make the decision, and trust me, it will all be better for everyone involved. All right, much love. Oh, did want to tell you, this is general. If you have questions about the reading, please put them in the comment section below. If you would like a personal reading, please email me at memes@hotmail.com. And that email address is in the description box below the video. I will see you at the lunations. Otherwise, I will see you for the zodiacal readings for Cancer next month in September. Take care of yourselves. Bye, loves.